She walked into the jewelry store dressed in elegance, the kind of confidence only years of hard work could build. But within moments, that confidence was shattered. The staff didn't see her success, her title, or her humanity. They saw only the color of her skin. What happened inside those walls wasn't just discrimination, it was humiliation. But what they didn't know was that the woman they dismissed had the power to change everything. And when she did, the fallout shocked everyone. Her name was Alicia Morgan, a self-made CEO who had built her company from scratch. Growing up, she'd seen her parents work 2 jobs just to make ends meet. Education and perseverance became her only way forward. Through grit and determination, Alicia had risen through every obstacle to become the head of a thriving tech company, one that employed hundreds. On this particular afternoon, Alicia wasn't in a boardroom or behind her laptop. She was simply out shopping, preparing for her daughter's upcoming birthday. She wanted something special, something that symbolized both beauty and resilience. A jewelry store in the heart of the city seemed like the perfect place to find it. The glass doors opened with a soft chime as she stepped inside. Rows of glittering diamonds and gold reflected the bright lights overhead. Alicia admired the displays with quiet excitement, unaware of the storm about to unfold. But then it happened. A glance from behind the counter, a hushed whisper between employees, followed by an icy stare. She approached, ready to ask about a necklace. Instead of a greeting, she was met with a question that cut deeper than any blade. "Can we help you?" Spoken not with courtesy but suspicion. In that moment, Alicia wasn't seen as a successful CEO. She wasn't seen as a mother or a paying customer. She was seen only through the lens of prejudice. And what began as an ordinary day would soon unravel into an unforgettable battle of dignity, respect, and justice. The tension grew with every passing second. Alicia tried to brush it off, focusing on the necklace she had admired in the glass case. She asked politely if she could take a closer look. The associate shifted uncomfortably, glanced at her colleague, and muttered, "That piece is very expensive. Are you sure you want to see it?" Alicia kept her composure. "Yes, I'd like to see it." But instead of unlocking the case, the employee crossed their arms. "We usually reserve items like this for serious buyers. Maybe you'd be more comfortable looking at something. Affordable." The words hung in the air like poison. Alicia's heart pounded, but her face betrayed nothing. Years of boardroom negotiations had taught her how to mask anger with calm. Still, inside, she felt the sting of injustice, a reminder that no matter her achievements, some people would always reduce her to a stereotype. She decided to test them. "What about that bracelet?" she asked, pointing to another display. Again, the staff hesitated. Then, unbelievably, they suggested she might want to shop elsewhere. A couple across the room watched in silence. Their eyes flicked between Alicia and the employees, discomfort written on their faces. Alicia caught their gaze, and for a brief moment, she saw something powerful: shame. But the humiliation didn't end there. When Alicia insisted on speaking with the manager, she was told he was too busy to deal with her. That's when the realization struck. This wasn't about policy. It wasn't about merchandise. This was about her skin color. Every second in that store was a test of patience. But Alicia wasn't the type to walk away quietly. She left the store, her heels clicking against the marble floor, but not in defeat. She walked out with a plan, because what the employees didn't know was that Alicia Morgan wasn't just another customer. She was the CEO of the very corporation that had a major financial stake in this chain of jewelry stores. And in just a few hours, she would remind them of the cost of disrespect. The next morning, Alicia returned, not as a customer, but as the boss. Flanked by her legal team and 2 senior executives from her company, she entered the same jewelry store where she'd been humiliated. The employees who had dismissed her froze in shock. Confusion etched across their faces. The manager hurried forward, suddenly all smiles and politeness. But Alicia wasn't interested in shallow apologies. She calmly laid out the facts: the discrimination, the humiliation, the refusal of service. The silence in the store was deafening as she spoke, not with anger, but with authority. Then came the moment that changed everything. Alicia revealed her identity. She wasn't just a customer, she was their corporate partner, the very person who had the power to decide whether their store would continue its business under her company's